I almost always believe that you should only have one talk trigger, just one customer experience differentiator that's designed to create conversations. When you have more than that, it can kind of confuse your customers. They're not really sure what story to tell, so maybe they won't tell any story at all. But today, I'm going to tell you a story about Jesse and Emily Cole and their business that includes dozens of talk triggers. They positively surround their customers with storytelling opportunities, and it pays off big time. Jesse Cole began his career in minor league baseball as the 23-year-old general manager of a team in Gastonia, North Carolina. On his first day, the team, not Jesse himself, but the entire baseball club, had $268 in the bank. Now, Jesse is one of the most creative people I've ever met, and one of the world's greatest proponents of word of mouth. He knew the only way he could succeed was for his customers to become volunteer marketers. He created a whole series of fan-friendly promotions, and he turned the team around. Now, his future wife, Emily, is also a baseball nut. She's a word-of-mouth devotee, and she was working for a rival team in Augusta, Georgia. Now, check this out. Emily's boss saw Jesse speak at a conference, and he immediately called her and said, "Hey, I just met the guy that you're going to marry." That is a strong prediction. As it turns out, an accurate prediction, as Jesse and Emily were married on the field during a game in 2016. And then they did something stupid. They bought the struggling, and frankly, that's putting it generously, the struggling minor league team in Savannah, Georgia. The team was moments away from moving out of town and abandoning, at least temporarily, the historic Grayson Stadium, where Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Hank Aaron, Ty Cobb, and Jackie Robinson have all played. The Coles would not let that happen. They traded in their custom home in North Carolina for a tiny, sketchy rental in Georgia. How sketchy? Emily woke up screaming one night. Why? Jesse, still in bed, covered in cockroaches. That is charming. It's a bit of a fixer-upper, you see. They sold the rest of their possessions for cash, and they used every cent to buy a baseball team that was drawing like 100 fans a game. They risked everything because they believed that word of mouth would work and could propel the team to new heights. But how? How can you make a baseball team that talkable? I mean, after all, minor league baseball is more than 100 years old. I mean, it kind of is what it is, right? Well, not if you're the Coles, who rewrote the entire playbook for what happens at a minor league baseball game. Jesse describes it as a circus with some baseball on occasion, and a circus it is, my friends. I don't have time to tell you about all the differentiators that Jesse and Emily employ at their games, but here's just a few of their many, many talk triggers. Now, the first one was dancing players. During pregame batting practice, the team engages in all kinds of boogie. As you might suspect, some players are better at this than others. That was so successful, they next came up with the dancing first base coach, who is an actual baseball coaching professional, but has insane moves. Put it this way, he is better at dancing than Bruno Mars is at coaching first base. That one was such a hit, they next established the Nanas. So instead of regular cheerleaders or like a between innings dance troupe, Jesse and Emily recruited the Nanas, which is a group of spunky local seniors that get down and delight the crowd. But it's not all dancing. The team also has all-you-can-eat food. With a member or a group ticket, you can get all the hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken sandwiches, popcorn, cookies, soda, and water that you can stomach. Now, do all these differentiators work? Oh yeah, they absolutely do. Capacity for the historic Grayson Stadium is 4,000 people, and Jesse and Emily's team in Savannah now sells out every game, usually many weeks in advance. They lead the entire league in attendance and in merchandise sales, and they won the league championship last year. It is, quite literally, the hottest ticket in town. And speaking of tickets, that is one of my favorite of their many talk triggers. The ticket itself, the thing you present at the gate, it's shaped like a banana. And if you scratch it and smell it, yep, it smells like bananas too. It's the perfect ticket for Jesse and Emily's cold down in Savannah, Georgia. They're called, you see, the Savannah Bananas. Next time on the final episode of this show, you'll learn about a sports radio podcast that somehow turned the advertising into the most talked about feature of the show. To catch all the episodes of Talk Triggers, go to the YouTube playlist at talktriggersshow.com. You can get this show as a podcast as well. Just go to wherever you get your delicious audio and search Talk Triggers. And by the way, if you'd like help coming up with your own differentiator, your own talk trigger, you can always find me at wordofmouthconsulting.com. And hey, do me a favor, won't you? If you like the show, please tell your friends online or offline. Leave them a review, something like that. After all, this is a show about word of mouth. I'm Jay Baer. See you next time.